So ethanol plus ethanoic acid, this result in a formation of ester, which is ethyl ethanoate plus water. Sometime in a question, they ask identify the ester, identify the alcohol, and carboxylic acid react to form the following ester. So if I give a name of ester, if I say I have propyl butanoate, propyl butanoate, which acid and which alcohol react to form this ester? So the first name is from alcohol. No, it's opposite. The first name is always from alcohol. And the second name is coming from the first name of ester is coming from acid, from alcohol. So which alcohol will be there to form this ester? So it will be propanol. And which acid will be there? This will be butanoic acid. So first name is always coming from alcohol and the second name is from carboxylic acid. Another, if I say I have butyl propanoate, which alcohol will be there? To form this ester? So the first name is from alcohol, so it will be butanol. And the second name, it is butanol, not butanoate, butanol. Because the question is which alcohol react and which carboxylic react to form this ester. The ester is butyl propanoate. So if ester is butyl propanoate, so alcohol which react is butanol and the acid which react is propanoic acid. Is it clear? Another example, if I say an ester is there, ethyl pentanoate. So we have ethyl pentanoate. Which alcohol and which acid react to form this ester? For acid, you cannot write O8. That's wrong. You have to mention acid like pentanoic acid, not pentanoid. Pentanoid is not an acid. So the alcohol is ethanol and it is pentanoic acid, which react. So ethanol plus pentanoic acid will result in a formation of ethyl pentanoate. Copy these examples. You have finished writing this? Okay, copy first. You are done. Finish writing this. Then what is a homologous series? It is a series which is having following characteristics is known as homologous series. So a series which is having a specific characteristic or properties, we call that as homologous series. What are the characteristics? Number one, it should have a general formula. Means using that formula, we can find any member of this series. We call, so number one, I will write all the characteristic and I will explain each. So it should have a general formula. Number two, it should have a same functional group, similar chemical properties. Number three, same method of preparation. Number four, each member differ by CH2 physical properties gradually changes. So these are the characteristics of homologous series. If all these characteristics, all these properties are there in any series, we call that as homologous series. Like if we want to check whether alkane is a homologous series or no, so we'll check all the points. So example, you will try to apply this to alkane. Now, what is the first thing? It should have a journal formula. Is any journal formula for alkane? There's a way we can find the members of alkane, and that what is that? That is CN H2N plus 2. That is a journal formula of journal formula of alkane, where N is a number of the carbon. So number of the carbon in the series, like example, using this formula, I can find any alkane. If I say, what is the formula for pentane? So how you can find what is the value of N? Pentane means, pent means 5 carbon. So value of N is equals to 5. So what will be the formula? It will be C5 and H12. Same way, if I say what is the formula for heptane? So you will use the same formula, and you can find for heptane means value of N is equals to 7. So it will be C7 and H14. Sorry, H16, not 14. Because it's H2N plus 2. That's right, 16 will be there, not 14. So you can see here. So this is the first tick is there for alkane, because we want to check whether alkane is homologous or no, or homologous series. So what we are doing, we are applying this to alkane. So when we apply this to alkane, there's a first tick, means it has a general formula. Similar chemical properties. As we discussed the properties of alkane, any alkane is there, it will undergo substitution reaction. So Even like example, if you have pentane, pentane is C5NH12. If it reacts with chlorine, it's a substitution reaction. One of the hydrogen is replaced by chlorine, so it will form C5H11 Cl plus HCl. If I use another alkane, like example, I'm using heptane. So heptane is C7 and H16. If I react with chlorine, again, chlorine atom will displace one of the hydrogen.
Sir, can you repeat?
The first thing is they should have a journal formula. So when we are checking whether alkane is a homologous series, so how to identify? So the first category, it should have a journal formula. As we know, alkane is having a journal formula. Using this formula, we can find any alkane. We can find the formula for pentane, heptane, hexane, octane, any alkane we can find. So that's the first tick for alkane. Second, we are checking they should have a similar chemical properties. So example, if pentane will react with chlorine, it's a substitution reaction. When heptane is reacting with chlorine, that is also a substitution reaction. As we discussed earlier, the reaction of alkane undergoes substitution reaction. So they all have the similar chemical properties. So second tick is there. Same method of preparation, same way you can prepare these alkanes. All these alkanes, the technique is the same. So that's the
Sir, this
third
is
tick.
only for alkanes.
No, we are checking whether alkane is a homologous or no. Then we will check
Yeah.
alkene.
All right.
Alkane is a homologous series, and each member differ by CH2. What does it mean? Like example, first member is CH4 for alkane. The second member is C2 and H6. The third member is C3H8. The fourth member is C4 and H10. The fifth member of alkane is C5 and H12. So what is the difference between these first and second member in terms of carbon and hydrogen? How many carbon are extra in the second member?
CH2.
And 2 hydrogen. When you check the difference between second and third, what is the difference in carbon and
CH2.
hydrogen? So it has 1 carbon extra and 2 hydrogen. The 1 carbon and same thing. So this follow each member differ by CH2. And physical properties gradually changes. What does it mean? Like example, if I say the boiling point of this one is say -20, this will be about 0, then 18, then approximate, means similar difference is there. Approximately, not exactly, approximately same difference. So if I use a normal number so that you will understand, if I say this was 2, then this is 12, the boiling point. This is just a random numbers. This is not the exact value. So example, if the boiling point for methane was 2, then for ethane is 12, then for other one is 25, then 37, then example 40.
Sir, but how are we supposed to know the physical properties? We
Physical
should
properties, there
memorize
will be
them.
you don't have to memorize. There you can work out the trend. You can, like example, they can make one of the value unknown and they can ask complete this boiling point. So how you can complete this is a difference is about 10. So the second difference is also in the same range, like 10, 11, 12, you can take any number. So example, you completed with 24. It is just an approximate answer, not exact answer.
But it will be true.
Yeah, it will have a range of answer. So
All right.
what
All right.
it shows that physical properties gradually change. So all the ticks are there for alkanes. So if there are all the ticks for alkane, what we call alkane is a homologous series. So alkane is refers to homologous series. Why? Because it has all the characteristics which is required for homologous series. Is it clear? So you have to learn the properties, the characteristic of homologous series. copy this part. So as you studied alkanes, alkenes, alcohols, and carboxylic acid, all these alcohols, alkene, alcohol, alkane, alkene, alcohol, and carboxylic acid are refers to homologous series. Why it is? I will write the journal formula for each. Chemical properties and all this we already discussed. So alkane, alkene, alcohols, and carboxylic acid are homologous series. So means they all follow these characteristics, but I will write the journal formula for each, which is important. For alkane, the journal formula for alkane is CN H2N plus 2. For alkenes, the journal formula for alkenes, it is CN H2N. For alcohols, the journal formula for alcohol is CN H2N plus 1 OH. And the last one is a carboxylic. So for carboxylic, it is
Sir, they're
CN.
all homologous
They are
series.
all homologous. They all follow these characteristics. CN H2N plus 1 COOH. And for carboxylic acid, where N is equals to 1 less than I will give this example so you will understand this statement. First, I want you to copy. So alkanes, alkenes, alcohols, and carboxylic acid, they all have journal formula. They have similar chemical properties. They have same method of preparation. The physical properties gradually change. Each member is differed by CH2. So we call them as homologous series. And I will give example how you will use these journal formulas to identify the alcohols or carboxylic acid. Yeah, I will explain this statement, what I mean for carboxylic acid. So example, how we use this, using a journal formula to find the molecular formula of compound. So example, if I say alkane, so for alkanes, it is CN H2N plus 2. So you can identify any member. Like example, if I say, what is the formula for propane? So prop means 3 carbon. So value of N is equals to 3. So this will be C3. And when I substitute 3 multiplied by 2 is 6 plus 2, that will be 8. So we get alkane. If you want to find for alkene, so journal formula for alkene is CN H2N. Number of hydrogen are twice as compared to carbon. So if I say, what is the formula for butene? So but means value of N is equals to 4. So you'll substitute C4 and H4 multiplied by 2, that's make 8. So C4H8 is a molecular formula. For alcohol, the general formula is CnH2n plus 1 OH. So if I say what is the formula for pentanol? So pent means 5 carbon. So we'll put 5. So this will be C5, 5 multiplied by 2, 10 plus 1. So C5H11 OH. That's a formula for pentanol. And the last one for carboxylic acid. So the journal formula for carboxylic acid is CnH2n plus 1 COOH. And if I say what is the formula for, say, butanoic acid. So for butanoic acid, what should be the value of the N? It should be 4, but in case of carboxylic acid, it will not be 4, it will be 3. It will be always 1 less. Why it is 1 less? Because already you have one of the carbon here. So one carbon is already included in the formula. So that's why the value of N will not be same as what is the suffix. It will be 1 less. So value of N in case of butanoic acid will be 3. And butanoic acid means 4 carbon in the structure, but one of the carbon is already there in a journal formula. So it will be C3 HC3 3 multiplied by 2 6 plus 1 7. So C3H7 COOH. And you can see here when I write the last formula, I have 4 carbon, 3 here and 1. So there are 4 carbons. So it is butanoic acid. But the value of the N which we will take, the value of the N which we will take for carboxylic acid is always 1 less than the suffix. Like but means 4 carbon, but we did not take 4. N is equals to 4. We took N is equals to 3. Is it clear? Another example, if I say what is the formula for octane? Oct means value of N is equals to
8.
8. So what will be the formula?
It will be C8H16 H18.
So C8H18 will be there. If I say what is the formula for propene?
C8H16. No, wait.
Propene.
Prop. Yeah, it's 5.
Prop 3. Pent is 5.
Yeah, so C3H6.
So C3 and H6. What is the formula for butanol? N is equals to 4. So it will be C4H9OH. So C4H4 multiplied by 2, 8 plus 1, 9, and then OH. And if I say what is the formula for say example Propanoic acid. So prop means 3 carbon, but what I will take value of N, I will take as 2.
Why again?
Because in a journal formula, already 1 carbon is included. So 1 carbon is already there. So that is already there. So we need 2 more. That's why the value of N is always 1 less. So it will be C2H2 multiplied by 2, 4 plus 1, 5. So C2H5COOH. So in case of carboxylic acid, the value of N is always 1 less than the name of this carboxylic acid. Like if it is butanoic acid, value of N is 3. If it is propanoic acid, prop means 3, but value of N should be 2. Why? Because one of the carbon is already included in the journal formula. Is it clear? The naming, the how to write the formula of these compounds? Regarding the test paper and the weekly homework, that I will discuss next week. On Monday, I will discuss the test paper with you, and Tuesday, I will discuss the weekly homework.